Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, so if you're entertained, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. So today I would like to go over NV, the second of its name, by Rex Shares. It's new, and it's going to do half uncapped upside and then half cover calls, and it's going to pay weekly, and it's going to be leverage. They are aiming to do 105 to 150% daily percentage, like following it, resetting daily. And this is interesting, mostly because it's kind of like 5e, but just for a single stock. And NVIDIA has become, it's kind of a steady Eddie now, but it does have room in the next cycle to have explosive growth. And so I was also looking at the perspective, and they do have a MSTR based one that they could at some point also launch. So I'm looking forward to that one because I'm a sucker for anything MSTR related. But sometimes I feel like funds like this, they are trying to do too much, so your results might be mediocre no matter how you look at it. Like, you're not getting as much upside as if you did NVDL, and you're also not getting paid as much as if you did NVDY. So that would be my only observation about this so far. However, some people don't want to manage NVDL, NVDA, and NVDY. If you just want one that is paying you weekly, then this might be the one that you take your chance on. It would also be good if you want to do a silo where you do NV, the second of its name, and then when it pays weekly, you invest in NVDY. Then when NVDY pays its distribution, you split that between NVDA and NV2, and it basically means that you have continuous income. And this could also be in place of doing a dividend wheel on NVDA. You just do NV2, and when you get paid weekly, you buy into NVDA, and when NVDA hits those indicator marks that you've set, like if it's above the 200-day moving average, you take 10% and you put it into NVD2, and then in that way you're taking profit, and then you still have income. So I would be interested to see how this performs compared to the underlying, because it is possible that you could be getting this high income and it also beat the underlying. In a sharp downturn and then a recovery, it might beat the underlying anyway, which is typical. But over the long time, just mostly staying up is nice. So how are they achieving this 105 to 150%? Well, they're doing it with a combination of owning the underlying, swap agreements, buying long, in the money, very far in the money calls, at the money calls, and then selling cover calls. So it's actively managed, and Rex Shares has a good track record of being NAV conscious and having pretty good return on total return. So this is one that we will definitely be keeping track of. And then in YieldMite news, if we can go there, I added Hui, and my first impression is, are we also going to get a Dewey and a Louie? But also, like, Hood, I don't know what it's like as a stock that we should own, but it was a part of Ulti for a long time. It could still be a part of Ulti. I haven't checked in a while, but it is a very volatile stock, so it might be something to consider. But also, the Round Hill weeklies, they announced that they're going to change the name of NVW and TSW to TSLW and NVDW. So I just went ahead and changed the names. So that's why that looks a little bit different. But if you look at NVDA, I do like NVD, or I like PLTW, but PLTW has not done as well as PLTY. So it would be nice to have a weekly that is paying pretty much the same as PLTY, and that way it would make sense to do like a simulated dividend wheel using PLII. I'm not sure if they have a PL. If we look at the prospectus, they list it at the top. They have one on Coinbase, MicroStrategy, NVIDIA, and Tesla. So no Palantir yet, but if it does well, then that doesn't mean that they can't file for one in the future. But it would be nice to have an NV the second and have it keep up with NVIDIA, and that way I can basically do my silo the way that I want to. PLTW is the only Friday weekly that I have at the moment, and I like it even though it doesn't perform as well as PLTY. I think I just like getting paid on different times of the week. And that kind of brings me back to, I don't think we know which day of the week this is paying, but I'd be interested to know, because if we can get paid every single day of the week, then our portfolio won't dip as much as we get paid in distributions, which is important when you're doing things like margin. So we'll keep an eye out on this. And then today in Financial Philharmonics, I have Stolen Back My Time. It is a pop ballad that is a little bit sad, and I was feeling a little bit down because of the rejections I was getting from the internal listings at work, and it just seems so silly because I don't need the job anyway, because I can do, like, I've done bad things to my portfolio to make it so that I could retire early. So this was more of a song about how it still affects me, but I'm fine. So I don't really need the stress. I don't need to go through the interview cycles, and that's that. So are you going to invest in Envy the second, or are you going to wait a little bit to see how it goes? And I'll talk to you later. Bye.